So as I said last video, before you watch this video, I would recommend that you don't have to watch the video, but just to make sure that you have all the accessories from the previous videos, and just look at the timestamps and just check you up all of them. And with that, let's get on to the video. The green Jerry talisman is obtainable when Jerry is mayor, and you get him from opening Jerry boxes, which can be bought from the bazaar, or you can get them from doing stuff like mining, farming, foraging in the Jerry event. However, most of the time Jerry isn't elected, so you'll probably just want to buy the Jerry talisman off AH. Now, if you do this, it will probably cost you around 600k, which is not too much. It does give you -1 intelligence, but the reforge that you get is definitely worth it. So, picking up where we left off from last video, we have the personal compactor. Now, you can't buy this off the AH, so you have to craft this yourself. So how it's crafted, to get all of these, you need a very high redstone collection. Now, at the start of the first video I made, I said that you should have the max redstone collection because you'd get all the accessory bag upgrades, which I still stand by and I think it's still a valid point. This is also another reason why you should go for it, because you get all of these recipes for the personal compactors, like the 7000, 6, 5000, 4000. So for the actual recipe, this costs 7 enchanted redstone blocks and a super compactor. Now the super compactor on the AH currently costs about 430k to 400, about 420k. And the redstone blocks, they will set you back just about 250k. So in total, that's just probably going to be like a little over 650k for the 4000. Now the 5000 is actually, again, like the Deletor, it's actually cheaper than the 4000 because it only requires 14 redstone blocks, which if we insta buy all of this, only costs about 500k. So after you get the personal compactor 4000, it's well worth upgrading it to the 5000 because you get a rarity upgrade and you also get more slots for the personal compactor. The personal Deletor 6000 is just an upgrade to the 5000, and it costs iron collection 11, which I don't actually have. You have to craft it, so you can't buy it off the AH, so don't worry about that. And it costs 7 stacks of enchanted iron, which costs about 750k. All it does is just gives a couple of slots extra for the Deletor, and it also upgrades the rarity to epic. For the price of about 850k, you can upgrade your Intimidation Ring to an Intimidation Artifact at the Fearmongerer in the hub. Now, this will cost you 100 purple candy, which on the bazaar currently costs about 850 to 860k. Going back to Maddox's lair, the recipe for the red claw ring can be unlocked at Slayer 5. Now, to craft this, you will need to have the red claw talisman, which you crafted in the previous video, and you need to have 32 enchanted leather and 8 golden teeth, which will probably cost you about 900k. Personal compactor 6000 is an upgrade to the previously mentioned personal compactor 5000. Now this can be unlocked in the redstone collection 13, and now it costs 28 enchanted redstone blocks, which on the AH currently cost just over 1 million coins. This gives you a couple more slots on the personal compactor, and it also gives you a rarity upgrade to epic. The wolf talisman is a rare drop from old wolves in the ruins in the castle, and it's a 1 in 1,000 drop chance, so it's pretty rare. However, most of you don't want to kill 1,000 old wolves, so to bat on AH, it doesn't go on buy it now, so you will have to try and get it off auction house. However, it can be quite difficult, and you just persist with it because, trust me, eventually you get a good one with a steal. Now, immediately after you get your hands on the wolf talisman, either by buying it or just getting it drop yourself, you should upgrade it to the wolf ring. Now, for some reason, the wolf ring doesn't have a Slayer requirement, but it's good for us. So to craft it, you need the wolf talisman, you need a weak wolf catalyst, which currently on buy it now is going for 350k. I need 14 enchanted bones, which will probably cost about 20k. So the whole thing costs about 370k, which is a lot cheaper than the Wolf Talisman, and it also gets upgraded to rare, which is quite good. The Ring of Power is unlocked at Gemstone Collection 6, and you also can't buy this off the AH either, which means that you'll have to craft it yourself. So it costs a Talisman of Power, a Gemstone mixture, which is on the AH is probably about 1.25 million coins, something like that, and 7 Ruby Gemstones, which if we look on the Bazaar real quick, then we can see that it will cost about 140k. So all in all, Talisman, which is probably about 1.4 million coins. The Handy Blood Chalice is a common accessory which is an RNG just drop from tier 4 Enderman, I believe. It requires Enderman Slayer 5 to use, which is probably very difficult for most new players or most players at this stage. However, when you reach Enderman Slayer 5, you can buy it off the AH for around 1.4 million coins, and it converts Soulflow into Ferocity. Back in the Forge, you can now upgrade your Titanium Talisman that you got earlier into a Titanium Ring. Now this will cost you 6 refined Titanium, which on the Bazaar cost about 1.3 million coins, give or take. And you also need Heart of the Mountain free to. An important thing is that any of the Titanium accessories, like the Artifact or the Relic or Ring, they will lose all of your Reforges, and also if you decide to put a Recon on it for some reason, but they'll just lose everything. So just make sure you don't put anything too valuable on it. Another Enderman Slayer one, at Enderman Slayer 5, you can craft yourself the Soulflow Battery. You can craft this using 8 null ovoids, which costs about 1.6 million on the Bazaar, and it converts Soulflow into overflow mana when you're out of combat. So now we start to see the start of the Master Skull. Now the Master Skulls can be unlocked in the boss rewards from Master Mode floors all the way 1 to 7. So now I'm telling you to get the Master Skull tier 2, not the tier 1. Now this is because the price difference between the tier 1 and the tier 2 is actually quite small. Here, the prices is actually quite expensive for what it is, so I'd recommend to, if it's something like this, I'd wait till it goes down to something like 1.3 million coins. But to craft a tier 2, you need 4 tier 1s. However, you can also get the tier 2 from dungeon chests, which is why this is which is barely more expensive than the tier 1. Which is why you should just completely skip the tier 1 and just go straight for the tier 2. The Personal Deleter 7000 is the last upgrade to the Personal Deleter, and to be able to craft it, you have to get Iron Collection 12, which is 400,000 iron ingots. To craft it, it costs 6,000, and it also costs 7 enchanted iron blocks, which if we look on the Bazaar, is about 1.7 to 1.8 million coins. When you reach Revenant Slayer 5, you can craft yourself the Devour Ring. Now to craft this, you need 2 enchanted raw chicken, 8 enchanted raw salmon, and 39 Revenant Viscera. All of this will cost about 1.8 million coins, and it's a decent accessory, so I'd say it's worth getting. The Personal Compactor 7000 is the last of its chain, and to upgrade this from the 6000, you need 56 enchanted redstone blocks, which on the Bazaar currently go for about 1.9 million coins. You also need Redstone Collection 14, which costs 1 million collection, which if you go for the accessory bags is not too much. And just to say again, you can't buy this off the AH, so you have to get the collection yourself. So back to the park, we are here for the Campfire God Badge, which is the last upgrade for the Campfire Badge. Now to get this, massive armor is absolutely necessary. Now the reason massive armor is necessary is because it gives you lots of health. It has lots of base gemstone slots, it has 500 base health for each piece, and also it has an ability where you gain 50 health for every 1% crit damage, which is tons of health. Now it also helps to hold a weapon with high crit damage, and this will also raise your health further. But if you just have a high crit damage, lots of healing items and health potions and stuff like that, then you'll definitely be able to survive. And also, when you do reach a fire troll, you need to give Ryan 1,500 jungle wood, which costs about 1.4 million coins. Moving on from that, we have the Master Skull tier 3. Now, although you can grind some Master Mode and try and get this yourself, it's often a lot easier just to try and go in the auction, go on the auction house and just buy it straight off. Don't craft the tier 3 with 4 tier 2s because it's so much more expensive. Because of how the Master Skull works and how much it costs to open from chests, it just makes so much more sense to just buy the actual instant upgraded version of AH rather than crafting it yourself. The Jungle Amulet is obtained by giving Odawa in the Crystal Hollows 500 Sludge Juice, which costs around 500k, and 4 Jungle Hearts, which cost about 300k each. However, assuming that you don't find Odawa in the Crystal Hollows, you can just buy the Jungle Amulet off AH. Now this currently costs about 4 mil, however it is a lot cheaper to just buy it from Odawa in the Crystal Hollows, which is what I would recommend. The rare Beastmaster Crest is the next online, and to upgrade it from the uncommon, it costs 40 Griffin Feathers and 4 stacks of Ancient Claws. Now the Griffin Feathers cost 2.4 to 2.5 million, and the Ancient Claws cost about 65k, which is probably quite little in the overall scheme of things. Going back to Maddox, you can upgrade the Zombie Ring that you got earlier into a Zombie Artifact. Now this does require Zombie Slayer level 7, and to upgrade it, it costs 48 Revenant Viscera, 16 Enchanted Diamonds, and 32 Enchanted Iron. Now the other stuff is probably quite insignificant in the actual overall cost of it, but the Viscera costs 2.15 million coins, so the total cost will probably be about 2.2 to 2.3 million coins. The Tarantula Talisman is an RA Jesus drop from Spider Slayer tier 3 or above. Now, although you can grind this yourself and try to get the talisman yourself, on AH you can buy it for around 2.3 million coins. The Titanium Artifact is the further upgrade to the Titanium Ring, and this time it will cost you 12 refined titanium, and this will cost you about 2.6 million coins. You also need to have Heart of the Mountain 4 to be able to do this, and as a perk it gives you 45 mining speed. The Speed Artifact is an upgrade from the Speed Ring, and to craft this, it will cost you 48 Enchanted Sugarcane. Now on Bazaar, this would probably cost you about 2.5 to 2.6 million coins. However, this does require Sugarcane Collection 8 to craft, and if you don't have this, then there is the option of buying the accessory off the AH, and on the AH it's currently going for about 2.9 million coins. The Scarf's Thesis is obtained as a collection reward from defeating Scarf 50 times, which I don't have. You can also craft the Scarf's Thesis by putting together 4 Scarf Studies together. The Scarf's Thesis costs about 3.7 mil, and the Scarf Studies costs about 600k, which means that it's a lot cheaper to craft it using 4 Scarf Studies, and just don't be lazy, just craft it yourself, it's not that hard. The Bat Person Ring is an upgrade from the Bat Person Talisman, and to upgrade this, it costs 32 Ectoplasm and 4 Spooky Shards. The Spooky Shards cost about 5k each, and the Ectoplasm costs about 2.8 mil, which is clearly the main cost in this. It is only an uncommon accessory, so it may be less further down on your priority list, but it's still definitely worth getting. For the final upgrade of the Titanium chain, you can upgrade your Titanium Artifact for Titanium Relic. Now to upgrade this will cost you 20 refined titanium, and this costs about 3 million coins on the Bazaar currently. You will need Heart of the Mountain 5 to forge this, and it is a legendary accessory. It takes about 2 days to 3 days to forge, and as a legendary accessory it gives 60 mining speed. Now this is a good time to mention the Survivor Cube. Now this is a free accessory technically when you reach Spider Slayer 7. Now as soon as you reach this, you'll get the Survivor Cube for free, and it's just a free talisman. The Spider Artifact is unlocked at Spider Slayer 7, and it's an upgrade from the Spider Ring. It reduces damage from spiders by 15%, and to upgrade it, it costs 32 Enchanted Emeralds and 32 Tarantula Silk, and if you craft this yourself, this will probably cost you around 3.4 to 3.5 million coins. The Treasure Ring costs 8 Treasure Talismans to craft. Now on AH, the treasure ring costs 3.6 to 3.7 mil. However, the treasure talismans cost about 350 to 400,000 coins. Now, if you combine 8 of these, this will turn out to be a lot cheaper than the 3.6 million earlier. So this is why you should always craft your treasure talismans into treasure ring rather than just buy it off straight off AH. The razor sharp shark tooth necklace is the final upgrade of the shark tooth necklace chain. Now to upgrade this, you need to have 8 full great white shark teeth. Now on AH, to buy all of this would cost about 3.4 million coins. However, this would probably take ages, so if you don't want to wait, then you can probably insta-buy it for about 3.9 million coins. If you do this, then you will have to pay a lot more money, but the talisman is very good as it's a legendary accessory and it also gives you 10 strength. Now the Blood God Crest is similar to the Dante Talisman, and this is because it is a one-time event and it's exclusive to just one time that Technoblade came around. This means that this will probably never happen again and the price is never going to drop. Now what this means for you is that you should buy this as soon as possible because the prices are just going to keep on going up and up and up. And currently on AH, this talisman costs 5.8 to 5.9 million coins. Now in a week's time this will probably raise by just a little bit, and if you just wait longer and longer and longer, this will get more and more expensive. The blue cherry talisman costs 5 green cherry talismans to craft. Now if you put this in a star shape, then it will craft the blue cherry talisman. On AH currently, the green cherry talismans cost about 1 mil per, and the blue cherry talismans cost 4.5 to 4 and it fluctuates a bit. This means it's actually more economical to buy the blue cherry talisman straight away, but just when you're buying it, just make sure to just look at the prices and see which one's better for you. Going back to Maddox, we have the Red Claw Artifact. Now this recipe is unlocked at the Sven Slayer 5. Now this gives 5% crit damage as base stats, and to craft this, it costs the Red Claw Ring, the Red Claw Egg, which costs about 60k on AH, so it's not very expensive at all. 128 leather, enchanted leather, which costs about 1.6 million coins from Bazaar, and the 54 golden teeth, which costs about 3.9 million coins from Bazaar. All this means that the accessory costs about 5.5 million coins, which is quite expensive, but I would say it's definitely worth it.